We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with a bit of very noteworthy news regarding the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, heading into this weekend's Extreme Rules 2021 pay-per-view event, that will see Roman defend his Universal Championship against the Demon Finn Balor in a very highly anticipated marquee match. But with the new rumors and reports going around, it looks as though Roman Reigns may get caught cheating in an embarrassing way to end up bypassing the Demon Finn Balor and retain his Universal title. Now, as most of you are likely well aware, the WWE have already advertised Roman's next Universal title defense after Finn Balor at Extreme Rules, with WWE leaking that Reigns will be defending his championship against the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar at the Crown Jewel 2021 pay-per-view event next month in Saudi Arabia, and this announcement caught a lot of fans off guard, as it seemed like WWE basically spoiled the outcome of the Extreme Rules title match between Roman Reigns and the Demon Finn Balor, and apparently that is very much true. Now, as lots of you are probably aware, the Demon Finn Balor is undefeated in WWE on the main roster, and this puts WWE in a bit of a tricky situation at Extreme Rules, because the company don't want Roman Reigns to lose his Universal Championship right now, but at the same time WWE also don't want the Demon Finn Balor to lose any momentum with a loss, which definitely would hurt the Demon's credibility among fans, and get rid of that invincibility aura. Hence why Vince McMahon is considering a match outcome that benefits both superstars in the grand scheme of things. This new rumor goes on to mention that WWE are now planning for Roman Reigns to embarrassingly cheat at Extreme Rules to retain his Universal Championship, with it likely being a combination of Paul Heyman and the Usos interfering in the match when the Demon is close to getting that win over Roman Reigns, and in the end, Roman will basically look like that cowardly heel who is close to losing his championship but his stable members help him keep his title, which Vince feels is a great way for Finn Balor to actually gain lots of credibility and momentum as a Demon, with it seeming like Reigns could not defeat him cleanly, while at the same time keeping that Universal Championship on the head of the table until at least the Crown Jewel pay-per-view event. As expected, seeing as though the Demon Finn Balor would be screwed out of his title opportunity at Extreme Rules, current backstage reports indicate that Finn Balor will in fact be added to the Universal Championship match at Crown Jewel 2021, making it a triple threat between Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, and Brock Lesnar. And as of right now, it seems highly possible that Crown Jewel will mark the pay-per-view where Roman loses his championship after a historic title reign. And let us know your thoughts and opinions on the new rumors going around that Roman Reigns is going to be cheating to retain his Universal Championship against the Demon Finn Balor at the Extreme Rules 2021 pay-per-view event. And do you think that this is a smart way to keep the Demon Finn Balor looking strong without winning the championship? Or do you feel like Finn deserves to win that championship right now at Extreme Rules? Let us know. Now, there's no doubt that Drew McIntyre is in limbo right now in WWE, because while 2020 was a truly monumental year for Drew McIntyre on Monday Night Raw as the reigning WWE champion, things haven't been as stellar for Drew for much of 2021 on the Raw brand, and it has gotten to the point where Drew McIntyre is basically just coasting along in the mid-card without any real direction. It cannot be argued that Drew McIntyre has proven himself to be a reliable and worthwhile main event caliber star for WWE, but Drew McIntyre is at risk of losing even more momentum if things don't change soon. However, thankfully, it appears as though WWE are planning to freshen up and revitalize Drew's career in WWE very soon. As many of you are likely aware, the 2021 WWE Draft is set to take place on October 1st and the 4th, and as of right now, one of our sources has mentioned that it is nearly guaranteed that Drew McIntyre is traded over from Raw to Friday Night SmackDown during the 2021 Draft, which by all accounts is fantastic news not only for Drew McIntyre, but his fans as well who have been hoping to see McIntyre get back into world title contention. One backstage rumor has indicated that Vince McMahon feels as though the Scottish Psychopath would be a fantastic fit on SmackDown, and presents a truly formidable rival for Roman Reigns heading into 2022. It has been reported that Drew McIntyre will likely be getting his hands on the Universal Championship not too long after making the move over to SmackDown, indicating that WWE are in fact planning a major push for Drew once he gets moved over to the blue brand. And in all honesty, it is about time that Drew McIntyre bounces back into a main event spot in WWE, because while some fans were a bit tired of Drew McIntyre constantly being the focal point of Monday Night Raw last year, Drew's taken a step back over the past several months, and it is likely that most fans are wanting to see Drew McIntyre get another big push, and that seems to be the plan the company have right now for Drew McIntyre. By all means, it has not taken Becky Lynch any time at all to get back into a prominent spot following her return to WWE at SummerSlam 2021, because Becky made quick work of Bianca Belair at the biggest party of the summer and has completely taken over SmackDown's women's division ever since, and Becky's new heel persona has taken her to the next level, even though Becky Lynch herself claims to still be a babyface, which most of us know simply is not true. Regardless, while current backstage rumors indicate that Becky Lynch will be continuing her dominance on SmackDown for the foreseeable future and retaining her SmackDown Women's Championship at the Extreme Rules 2021 pay-per-view event against Bianca Belair in their rematch, there is some new behind-the-scenes rumors going around that has revealed some sad news for Becky Lynch's fans, and it indicates that Becky may not be holding on to that SmackDown Women's title for very long. Now, according to this new backstage report, Sasha Banks is going to be returning to WWE very soon on SmackDown, quite possibly at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view to interfere in the title match between Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. And the sad news for Becky Lynch's fans, but definitely good news for Sasha Banks' fans, is that Vince McMahon is planning for Sasha Banks to win the SmackDown Women's Championship from Becky Lynch very soon, with WWE feeling as though Sasha needs a big moment to get her back into prominence, and a feud between Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks would continue throughout the rest of 2021 and into next year as well. So while Becky Lynch's fans will likely be upset to hear the news that Becky is planned to lose her SmackDown Women's title to Sasha Banks soon, it's not as if this would be Becky's last title reign in WWE by any means, and in all likelihood Becky would win back the championship from Sasha Banks, so there really is not any need to worry about these new rumors that Sasha Banks is going to be ending Becky's title run in the near future. While one of CM Punk's nicknames is the best in the world, CM Punk has clearly humbled himself since his leave from WWE back in 2014, and while CM Punk has once again gotten himself into a prominent spot in wrestling by joining AEW, CM Punk is still more than able to recognize other wrestlers who are performing at a very high level, and potentially deserving of that best in the world title. In a recent interview, when CM Punk was asked about who he feels is the best wrestler in the world right now, CM Punk mentioned that Bryan Danielson has a case for being the best in the world, as does AEW's Kenny Omega, and quite surprisingly, the last wrestler CM Punk brought up as potentially being the best wrestler was the WWE's Universal Champion Roman Reigns. So clearly, despite CM Punk's shaky relationship with WWE, Punk still recognizes Roman Reigns as being at the top of the wrestling game currently. Not surprisingly, CM Punk's comments sparked a big debate amongst wrestling fans over which wrestler is actually the best in the world right now, and let us know who you think is currently the best active wrestler across all promotions.